Where's Dr. Mao? There he is in the front row. So why don't we move over here so we have a different backdrop? Yes. We want the audience out there to be awake as well. So, okay, we'll just go here. Yeah, I actually met Dr. Mao in New York City back in the spring, I think it was, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they just opened their first location in New York City.
Wall Street, right?
In Wall Street.
Wall Street, yes.
Yeah, it was a very nice space. Actually, I went back there to hear Li Kai-fu speak about his new book at yours.
Launched his new book, AI, something like that, right?
AI Revolution.
Yeah, AI book, yes.
Superpowers,
Oh,
yes, Superpowers. It's actually a very good book. I've read it. And we did an event with Kai-fu in Silicon Valley in September. So, and then I saw him in New York as well at your place. So anyhow, just a little bit of introduction about you and UCommune. And I went to visit some of your spaces in Beijing recently. Very nice.
The P cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how you got into the. He's known as the co-working king of China, and that's his title, right? But he, I think he deserves it because you have a lot of spaces in China, right? How many spaces?
We are having 223 community in China, but some actually in Singapore, Hong Kong, Jakarta, New York City.
Okay.
And one in Taipei, yes.
And Taipei as well.
Yes, yeah. So there are about 110,000 tables.
Wow.
Yeah, and we are having like 12,000 company members with us.
Okay.
And 190,000 individual members with us.
Right.
Yeah.
And you recently opened in Hong Kong as well, right?
Yeah, we are going to have two here.
Two here.
And we are going to have 3 or 4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what's different about your spaces than other spaces? Because this is actually a crowded marketplace.
Yeah.
And tell us how you differentiate your brand from the others.
Yeah, I think first of all, I think co-working is definitely is a trend of the city lifestyle and it's a new work style. In fact, at the beginning, actually, we are not so much different with other co-working operators. We just found that is going to be a new organization of, the company work the way of the working, and also there's. I think this is a time to link the companies together because the technology changing. I mean, even the mobile technology changing and the pay mobile technology changing, and the company actually getting a lot of new company come out and they are small, but they're focused on maybe just one or two things. So they don't need to have a lot of the other functions in the company. They can work together. So I think this is the background of how the co-working growing up. And also, there's a lot of company like say those .com company, internet company, and the new technology company. They grow very fast. They go different cities, and when they set up company, maybe half a year later they want to go different cities. So they need the infrastructure to support them to quickly spread them out to the different places. So I think co-working is a good infrastructure. I think this is a basic idea of co-working. But when we getting more and more communities and we have more members with us, in fact, we're going up like a platform. So now we treat us as a platform, which is not just a space. So we have two new ideas. Once we are reaching like say 200 communities, 37 cities, and we have 100,000 of tables. So we found, in fact, we can do a lot of so-called corporate service business with us, which is not only just a space service. So the basic service with us now is like a law service, HR service, IT service, and there's one thing important is that we are having 110,000 tables with us. In fact, we found if next year we have 200,000 tables, 300,000 tables,
how many tables can you have?
You see, actually, the tables is our unit of business, which is not the space, which is also not so-called 1 square meter. It's a table. So now, in fact, we are restructure our table. the table now is not going to be a table, which is an information point. Yeah, so we are having a technical team, in-house team, and some team like from maybe I have to keep a secret. Yeah, they're from very sound name of a technology company with us in China. So they actually restructure and redesign the table. The table will integrate a lot of AI technologies and some like cloud technologies with the table. So once you reach the table, you recognize your ID. You can use the table doing a lot of information exchanges with other people. I think one function of the table you can imagine like that. If we have 200,000, 300,000 tables, actually, in fact, the table is an advertisement point. But that advertisement point which is not just a simple advertisement. You can have a lot of information exchange on the table.
Like
so
are you using AR, augmented reality there?
Yeah, even
Yeah.
even you can use the AI technology, like say Xiaomi, Yinxiang, the kind of things. We can integrate everything with the table. So next time when we think about co-working space, we never treat it as a space, which is not a building, which is not a room. You can make the table to move everywhere. In fact, we can move the table in the hotel lobby. We can move the table into a airport lounge. We can move the table to everywhere. But anyway, you still have to have a big base of, the community numbers. So I think that for the past 3.5 years, what we have done is we did a lot of testing on the community so-called connections. I think connection to us is the basic business idea, which is not, we never think like that is real estate. We never treat it as a building business.
Those connections are online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
as well,
connection is
right?
important.
Yeah.
Connection between people, individual and individual, company and the company and the individual with outside company. So I think that is going to be an intelligent hub. So in China, there's a word called this kind of business, which calls 敏捷科技, which is a, fast response technology.
Fast response.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what China is all about, I think. And when I visited one of your spaces in Beijing, I realized that the AI camera, the facial recognition, you checked in with facial recognition. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're actually building one of our concept UCommune building in Beijing. We're choosing the location now. We're going to build one very, very conceptual space. You can testing about 30, 40 kind of intelligent building technology with the office technology. And also you can test a lot of connections. We are trading like one space you can cater for 1,000 people without any management people there.
How do you get your ideas, particularly in technology? Where do you look to for your ideas?
China have plenty of intelligent building technologies. We just need to integrate that into the space. And actually we have done 200 communities in 3.5 years. Basically we quite understand how the company and how the people from the user's angle to look at how and why they want to use the co-working. So to answer and respond their requirement and demand. So in fact we are getting a lot of these intelligent building materials in the market. So we want to integrate that in one platform. There are plenty of technology, but the problem is like if you can't integrate them into one platform, that is no use. So the technology improvement in our in-house team is to integrate that. Technology is everywhere, but to integrate one program to shoot for co-working people's more efficient work response and demands, I think that is important.
Right. Yeah. So another interesting aspect of your business is how much capital you've raised and who some of your investors are. Yeah. So tell us about that.
We had just finished and closed our D round financing yesterday.
And I understand that was a pretty large amount.
Yeah, $200 million
For
about that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
I think it's the biggest fundraising in China co-working market.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who led that?
Sorry?
Who led your financing, that latest one?
This one is a two organization. One is All Star, another one is Yikai Ziben. Two from the US PE side, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Sinovation Ventures was an early backer of yours as well, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So anyhow, congratulations on the new fundraise.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of capital. And tell us about your international expansion plans. Is that going to be used a lot for this international expansion, particularly in tech hotspots around the world, like Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
You're coming to Silicon Valley next?
Yes. I think basically we are still, we treat us as a China-based company because China have plenty of cities. Yeah. We are now in 33, I think, China cities, but
all across China then, pretty much, or?
Yeah, most like those capital cities
Beijing,
of
Shanghai.
provinces, capital, and
Okay.
Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, all the kind of big
Okay.
cities.
Okay.
But we still look at maybe another more 30 cities we can go in. Yeah, so in fact, our next year plan is to go into 50 cities of China. Yeah, at least 70 cities we can go. So China have plenty of cities. So we still want to treat us our China-based co-working operators, and we look into the Southeast Asia cities.
Sure. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Southeast
We're more now
Asia.
put our effort in Hong Kong, Singapore, and those cities like Bangkok, Jakarta, and maybe Hanoi kind of cities.
Hanoi as well.
Yeah, and China Taipei is another place. Yeah, we are going to put like 10 to 20 places in Taiwan province, and and for American, I think we want to do some like our station in America, which is not our main market. So in New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and Seattle, I think these cities are our target.
Yeah, that's
but
good.
that is not our main market. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I would imagine you're very competitive with WeWork.
Mm-hmm.
And so at one point, your company brand was You Are Work.
UCommune. We are UCommune.
I know you're UCommune now,
UCommune,
but
yeah.
You Are
Yeah.
Work, which
Yeah.
created a little bit of problem with WeWork. So
I think it's not a problem. Yeah, because when we doing this business in the second year, we found actually the value is more from community, which is not work.
I see.
Yeah, it's not the work, it's community. I think even WeWork actually emphasize a lot on the community building up. Yeah, I think for this job, you should look into the people's lifestyle and the work style and the people's activity, which is not just to create a space, as what I just now I mentioned. So community is a very big value of this job. We have gathered and take part into like 25,000 community activities in the last 3 years. Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of community, music, sport, art, even reading, science and technology. A lot of even political, topic. Yeah, there's
So
a
we
lot
should
of.
bring Silicon Dragon to your place in Beijing, right?
Yeah. Next time, please in Beijing. Yeah. This is also a community.
Yeah. Any questions for Dr. Mao?
Yeah.
How did you get into this co-working space? Do you have a real estate background, or
In fact, I'm architect background.
you're an architect?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like to change buildings.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you'd like to change the buildings, okay?
No, change building.
Oh, that one space you have there was a former. What was that one? That was a former. What was a post office? No, the huge one.
Oh,
with all
yeah. There's quite a few old buildings, very interesting. In Tianjin, in the very central of Tianjin, we have changed a big mansion, which is a 110 years Italian building, which is a soldier and army campaign. We turn it into a co-working space, which is such a beautiful place. Yeah, yeah. In fact, my dream is I want to design one space by myself and activate it, but there's no time yet. I'm going to do something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I think I saw a question there. Napoleon? It, it, uh,
Yeah.
we need to get a mic to you because we're recording this.
Actually, I want to ask a question because I actually experienced in this space. I worked for Regis for
Regis, okay.
for 3 years. I helped build the initial China business, and WeWork trying to recruit me.
Oh.
One thing I don't understand in this model is that everyone trying to claim. I just say WeWork is very good in raising money, but I have not proven to the investor what their story actually works. The whole idea is real simple. The story why they're worth 5 times, 10 times more than Regis, when Regis is 10 times more center, is because they said that I can maximize per square meter revenue. But in fact, it doesn't really already work. I mean, you go into San Francisco and all the WeWork center, they're more becoming like Regis. You know, the beginning is that hot desk, 3,000 a month. Okay, sounds great. But at the end of the day, as the company grow, they need the space. So in your business, you're offering services, things like that. In China, service accounting is so inexpensive. I don't understand in the US that my story might make sense, but since you're China-centric and you talk about providing extra service, all the extra service in China are very inexpensive to get.
Okay.
So I want to see, I really want to understand where your business model are different. I still don't see the difference between what you are doing.
Yeah. Okay, I think good question. Yes, we did a lot of analysis with us, WeWork, Regis, and some other co-working spaces, which is quite different. Actually, you look at the whole map of co-working. In the UK, especially in London, there's the penetration of co-working into the office space market. They're about 7 to 8%. They're taking 7 to 8%, but the customers actually more from freelance people. There are about 70 people from freelance people. And the freelance people, they are willing to pay a quite high fee to one table. So in London, actually, there are some companies that are quite profitable. And they don't provide much service to the members, but they create just membership, that's it, right? So, but the people, they would like to go to the co-working space, not only just to take a table to work, they want to go there to find friends, to meet somebody, and they just hand there, happy, take a coffee, something like that. Then they like to use a hot desk table, but that is a hobby different. In China market, I think they're more to-B business, which is there's a lot of service just to the company. China is not to the time yet. They have, market have a lot of so-called freelance. I think the freelance to China market will another 10 years later. I'm sure they're going to have a big mass of freelance people growing up, but you have to wait another 10 years. For this time, I think the co-working space, the people, why they go to co-working space for the China company, first they want to find a cheap place. They want to save money. Secondly, they want to find a so-called efficient space, which like those internet company and those big, quick growing company. They don't want to spend time to decorate the building, to renovate, to pay the down payment, the kind of things. They want to go into the space tomorrow and start to work. I go into the space today, 20 people, maybe a month later, 100 people. Half year later, 1,000 people, the kind of like, you see the bicycle company, those companies like that. So we actually treat as an infrastructure to help them to quickly spread out everywhere. Secondly, the people coming here, they want to find business support. So to be business in China is more useful than any other countries. So they want to find some cheap, quick, and fast link with some service people. But of course, definitely, why we are different with WeWork, because we are the base in China company. We have plenty of cities, the same language. Of course, the city economics level are different. Say Beijing and Chengdu are quite different. Chengdu and Chongqing are different, but they're still a Chinese company. So you see, when you want to provide the service to the 30 cities, it's much more easier than the operator from US. You have to provide something to the UK, to Israel, to Russian. So it's very different to the so-called the WeWork model.
And
But
also,
yeah.
your spaces are all different. They're not,
okay.
Go to WeWork, all the spaces
Yes.
are the same.
Our space actually designed quite different.
Yeah. So
We-
where is your architect?
No, because of my I'm an architect. But because when the space you go into second tier, third tier cities, the users style are actually quite different from the first tier. So we have to change our model when we go to different cities. But of course, what you say is right. Rigorous, I think, is a so-called business office. I think it's a pioneer, and they operate quite stable. But the problem of Rigorous is they need to find a way to increase their profit margin and to respond to the new work style. I think Rigorous about 20 years and 10 years ago, the working style is more suitable for those 500 Fortune and the big foreign company. But for the young chap, for the millennial generation, they would like to have a community idea, which Rigorous did not provide that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to end there.
Sorry.
Dr. Mao will be around during the reception afterwards for follow-up questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
Rebecca. Thank you very much. Yeah.